So pretty much that episode was him confronting his past the entire time. And it was apparently his trial for to get to where Amelia's at. And so pretty much throughout the whole episode, you're sitting there and the show's slowly pulling on your heartstrings. That's got a new episode, but I don't care to watch it right now. When does King of High School or God of High School have an episode? It does not have one yet, and it's Mondays, 9:30 a.m. So that one's going to have to wait to be talked about. We could do The Misfit at Demon King Academy, but that one's just kind of more of a joy watch. So we'll talk about ReZero right now. So pretty much the whole episode of ReZero was based around just Subaru needing to face his past, honestly. And so he goes on a walk with his mom, his dad, this, that. And he has talks from either of them. Pretty much asking him why trying to figure out why he's been acting the way he has, that he was acting when he was in the human world. Like he was a shut-in, not going to school, doing all that shit. And that was pretty much what the whole episode was around. But honestly, it was pretty much just... It was a way of him being tested in the trial. So now he's taking a trial for everybody in his town that got captured at, what do they call it? Sanctuary. They call it Sanctuary. So half the town that's stuck in Sanctuary, which is the king, the people, and Ram. Well, he went there with Amelia and all that, and there's a curse on there which keeps all people who enter stuck. So now Amelia was going to take the trial, but when Amelia went in, it didn't stay glowing, and she was already passed out when Subaru went in. Normally, humans can't take the test. It has to be a half-elf. Has to. So when he goes in and it lights up, it sends everybody in shock because he should not be able to do the trial. Well, now that he's doing the trial, this is where this episode kicks in. He wakes up in the human world, wakes up to his dad jumping on him. And from there, he just spends time with the family, learning stuff. Like, there was a metaphor when he was eating peas that he doesn't like peas. But when he puts it together with stuff he does like, he can tolerate it. So there was that. Then he goes on a walk with his dad, and his dad's just pretty much showing him how he's liked around town, trying to, like, get Subaru, like, acquainted with the town. That way they know he's his own person, not the kid of some great dude. Well, eventually they come to a bench where they have a heartwarming talk nonetheless, and it's pretty much Subaru telling him, like, why he has became a shut-in before everything. And then eventually his dad asks one question. Do you have a girl that you like? And at first Amelia shows. And he says yes to the question after he sees Amelia in his head. But then after that, they go deeper into it, and then Rim shows, and Rim says, I love you. And then that's when the episode kind of gets like kind of willy-nilly, because you don't really know who he's going to end up with in the show. And honestly, you don't even know if he's going to end up with anybody in the show. The whole point of the show is honestly what feels like a bit of way of just like trying to tell people, go out there and try stuff. That could just be what I'm taking from it. Everything's subjective when it comes to like this type of media. But after talking to his dad, he tells his dad he's going to walk home. So he walks home. He goes home. He gets dressed for school. He's already decided in his head he's no longer going to be the person that just gives up. He wants to be the person that pushes. Well, him going to school is his first step of pushing. While he's leaving, his mom tells him that she has realized that he does things just to be a part of them. that is the whole point. He is doing things to be closer to his mom and dad. Like, they like mayonnaise. He doesn't like mayonnaise. He does not care for it. But he eats it because they like it, which is not always a bad thing. But it's him trying to be closer to what everybody sees his dad. Whatever his dad does, he wants to do. His dad became the big figure that he wanted to overcome. But when he realized he couldn't do that, that led him to be a shut-in. And this is all what I'm taking through the episode. I could be completely wrong. I could just be botching the whole fucking message of the show. But that is what I pulled from it. And in my head, anime is kind of subjective in a way. From the lessons part. But then, so now that he's talked to his mom, she's told him some things that she's noticed, and he didn't figure that she noticed any of that. He then says he's leaving for school. And then it does like a edit where you see him now walking to school with his mom. Starts off playful, like he doesn't want his mom walking him to school. She's just kind of poking around. But then it gets to their part of the heartwarming message, where she's now poking at stuff. And he's answering. He's not backing down. He's answering them honestly. You can at least feel that. And then she says, "You're definitely his son." And that spins him almost back in things, because she knows that he wants to be just like his dad. Because his dad's this amazing person that everyone loves. But when she says that, it shocks him. And so he asks, "Am I doing a good job?" And she responds with, "Even if you are half as cool as he is, you've met your quota. Because you're only half of him. You're half of me as well. So ultimately, you are your own person. You're not 100% of one person. You're your own person. You can act like us, but only if it's you developing your own way." And then that sticks with him. And then he goes on to tell that he has found somebody that has changed his life. And she goes on saying how him and her and her husband are happy that Subaru found someone that could ultimately change him in ways that they couldn't, because Amelia, Rim, and all them, they changed him to not be the one that gives up, be the one that keeps trying. And so, after they give that heartwarming talk, when he's leaving, his mom says one last thing: "Take care." And when she says that, it flashes everything through his head. Everything. Him walking out of the door when he was a shut-in, and she's saying take care, and he didn't really take anything of it and all that. And it just really puts his life into perspective of, he used to just give up. And now that he's got people in his life he cares about, he doesn't want to give them up. He doesn't want anyone to take them. Even if he is not worthy, he does not want anybody taking something away from him. He is going to keep them, make them his, and then become worthy, is his exact words from the anime. And right then and there, it shows that Subaru is no longer going to be the person that lies down, letting people take stuff away from him. He stood up for what he thinks, and he's going to continue striving. So then it does another time skip. He's in the school. Or not a time skip, like a little edit. He's in the school. He goes to classroom 3-6. And he opens the door. And then he finds the witch cult leader, Greed, who he met earlier in, I believe, episode 27. Might be wrong on that. Might be 28. Yeah, it might be 28. And she says, "I didn't expect you to be here so quick." Referring to that he beat the trial. Because the whole trial is to get to her and do something. I don't know what the end goal of getting to her means. I guess he's going to talk to her like he did before, or he's not. He might end up fighting. I doubt it's going to be a fight, because I feel like she plays a massive role in this whole season. And I think we're also going to find out that she might be, and this is me going off of a hunch, this is all pure speculation, I think she is 100%, in my head, has something to do with Amelia. I think she might be the mother of Amelia. I could be wrong. I could be completely fucking off. But in my head, they have an uncanny relation that I can't just sit there and be like, okay, well, witch's cult, half elf, they look similar to me. They look like they have some type of relation. So, after making it to the room and her saying that, it alluded to the fact that he had came in contact with his past and he has made amends. He has changed himself. He has decided that he is no longer the person that gives up. And that's where the episode leaves off. And so with the episode leaving off there, that's where this episode of Anime Recap ends. Thank you for watching the Anime Recap. This is actually fun to do. I think watching the anime and talking about it on stream as it goes on, and instead of being like everybody else who does Reddit recap, I'm going to do anime recap where I just watch anime and we talk about it. This is definitely going to be an every Saturday thing. Most of the time, I'm going to try to stay caught up on all animes, but ReZero is going to be the main focus of everything. But this is a very good first episode. I felt like after watching the episode, I can be more concise with what I'm saying. So, with the first episode being out of the way, I'd like to thank you for watching. Follow my channel if you liked any of the content from this. This will be going on every Saturday. Also, YouTube, if you go ahead and go subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, as well as like it, comment, tell me what animes I should be keeping up with, just telling me everything. Just go ahead and leave a comment in the section below and all that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And like, subscribe, and comment down below. And make sure you have the notification bell on, because if you don't know when I'm going to upload more gameplays and more anime recaps on Saturday. But thank you for watching, and I really enjoyed this, and I hope you did too.